These games boldly go where no game has gone before. But meanwhile, back on Earth, role players still seem to hanker most after monsters and magic. It's #1 on their shopping list.
Could I have 6 giant rats, please?
What do you want? Regular ones or the mega rats, the big ones?
The big ones, please.
Okay. We've only got 3. Is that right?
Yeah, I have to do, I suppose.
Okay. Got those.
And have you got any severed heads?
We've got human ones and goblin ones.
Can I have the human ones, please?
Okay.
How long have you been running this shop?
Just over 4 years now, since beginning of 1980.
How's it changed over the years? How have the fans changed?
A lot. It's a lot more accessible now. In the beginning, it was the ultimate cult game. Dungeons & Dragons started this shop, basically.
Have you ever had somebody come in here who want to tell you about the death of their character and you've got to react like their mum does?
All the time. We call them frothers. And they do. They come in and they froth at the mouth about their adventures. And you sit there and it's great because, I mean, I have run a game myself and you know what they're talking about, but it's a bit like being told about a movie that you're not interested in seeing. And they'll come in and they'll tell you weekend after weekend, mostly Saturdays, they'll come in and they'll tell you what happened to their favourite character, and you nod, and yeah, it's great. But you've heard it all before.
Well, my favourite character is Denrick's Deathblade. He's a Himacti Rune Lord priest. Well, the upshot of that is he's a fairly powerful character in the system. He's competent with any form of a sword or dagger. He's totally incompetent with anything else. Because he was gassed by Humact, that's the god whom he worships, that he was not to use any other weapon other than the cult weapons, which are swords and daggers. He wears armour in 3 locations, on his head, chest and one arm. And again, he was gassed by Humac not to wear it in all the other locations. But in return for these gasses, I got various gifts also from Humac. Like I raised my intelligence and I raised my con. So it made me a better character in some ways, but weakened me in others. I'm not a particularly wonderful person, but I enjoy playing someone else who's got different abilities than I have.
Is he married?
No, he's single at this stage.
Is there relationships in role-playing games?
Oh, yes, definitely. Well, one of my followers is cute and female and just shorter than I am.
So you're hoping for
There's only one reason why I acquired that follower.
But you play them both?
Oh, yes,
like playing with yourself, mate. OK.
Fine.
Let's move on to the next page.
Then there's Mark, my last follower, Mark Widowmaker, with his sword, the Black Widow. Oh, yes, Humactis tend to give whimsical names to certain things, like Denrick's spirits are called Slice, Slash, Slay, Slew, Slain, Sever, and I can't think of a name for the last one. Denrick is a person of limited intelligence.
As you can see, it's tougher getting away from a frother in full flight than escaping from a dungeon full of slime suckers. But if you think the tabletop players go on a bit, there are certain people who really let their characters go to their heads. Twice a month, the transit van leaves London, headed north for a castle called Treasure Trap.
I played the game, I enjoyed D&D, it's what started me with Treasure Trap, but it's never quite the same with D&D after you've been to Treasure Trap.
I am a Henge law warden. Henge have got to be very careful because they've been outlawed by the king, and there's only supposed to be 6 recognised Henge law wardens. If I put it about much, I'm very liable to get killed just because I'm a Henge law warden.
You have a rank, I believe?
Yes, War Chief.
War Chief of the tribe of barbarians.
That's right.
What are you now?
Now I'm a barbarian.
You have a name?
Yeah, Sinja.
Anything else, a title?
Well, Sinja Bugbear Slayer.
It is a character, it's not myself.
Yes.
I assume the role of the elf in this case. And when I'm at Treasure Trap, the elf is reality. And you go down the dungeon fighting for your life. That character is fighting for his life. And to be fair, an elf would have pointed ears and I believe be dressed something like this. So I assume the complete role of that character.
It's very important while I'm doing it, yes. I can see the funny side, but as I'm actually playing my characters, I'll go in, I'll kill things, I'll do whatever's necessary for their survival and for their honour or whatever it is they're seeking.
You are a barbarian, you are fighting for your life. You want glory, fighting, honour is all that counts. Once you're down there, that is it.
Tell me, do you have a job or are you elf all the time?
My human counterpart does have a job.
And what does your human counterpart do for a living?
He works in a photographic press agency.
I presume you must have a living. What do you do?
I work for a civil engineering consultancy.
Even your voice changed.
Well, of course.
The half walk doesn't work then.
I act out the part of a half orc, but that's just an acting role.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm a different person. This is just a hobby.
You're telling me that when you leave home, you become the character. Is that true?
Yes, you can start it at the castle, but personally I leave myself behind and start out with my character.
What, from the doorstep of your home in London?
Yeah.
So not dressed like that?
Yes.
Well, you travelled up to the tube to get to Arvan and everything?
Yeah, in fact, to King's Cross, crossed London on the bus, and sort of just come in character.
Dressed like that?
Yeah.
Do you get
funny looks?
That's all, funny looks.
So far, that's all.
When did you assume your costume?
Well, hang on. It's difficult to start because the guy I hired a transit from doesn't like me turning up in costume. Gets very shirty. Didn't like it when I hit him. So I tend to change on the motorway service station.
Well, you pull in as the civil engineer, walk briskly to the toilets, and emerge as a half orc.
Yeah.
And you then go and have a donut and a cup of coffee.
Well, no, because my makeup tends to run if I do that.
There's no good sitting around a table in your cloak and your chain mail. Real fantasies need real castles, and you can't get much more real than this. It's very big, very solid, and I'm told the dungeons are very scary. This sophisticated game was thought up by King of the Castle, Peter Carey.
It started with the tabletop games. Everyone who plays the tabletop games, every individual one has said at some time, I'd love to do this just once and see what it's like, really do it instead of throwing dice for it and so on.
Well, there's no dice at Treasure Trap. The dungeon monsters have sponge clubs rubbed with yellow dye. They bash the adventurers and the referee counts up the splodges after every fight to work out who's dead. Simple, but it doesn't seem very convincing.
We've had people sort of kill an orc and then stand on his fingers or something just to make sure he's dead. And of course the guy screams, so they start hitting him again. When it comes to searching them for treasure, again, they take their wristwatches and trying to take rings off the fingers. Okay, if I break this finger, ref. It's about a lot of things, isn't it? It's about different things to different people, really. To some people, it's escaping from a sort of monotonous life that they're leading. For others, it's a chance to do some acting, and for others, it's a chance to test themselves against things that they wouldn't normally meet.
I'm good. If it's for the peasants, my sword is with you. Oh, God.
I thought scouts were supposed to go first. You took us away from me.
I did. Great now.
Some of them are doing it for the king, some for the country. I'm doing it for the peasants and anyone who's stayed up late enough to watch this. To the mill! But why the mill? Well, as far as I can make out, the royal grain supply has been threatened by a mob of unruly monsters, and it's our job to sort them out. I think. My leggings are falling down.
Where's the elf?
Where's the elf who's protecting me?
Hey, no, come on, don't be so nasty.
You're with me, elf.
Oi, these are my bits of my house.
Yeah, you shut up!
Detect magic in here.
No, don't detect any magic.
Magic in here, don't be so silly.
Greetings.
Hello,
There's
you seem
nothing
like a
to
nice
fight
guy.
here. Hey, do you
Right,
want
now, what are you doing? Shut up! No, don't do this. Now stop it. I'm gonna die. Poison.
Kingsmill, should be in Kingsmill. Now go on your way. Right, nasty.
If we hadn't killed the miller, he might tell us where the key was.
Got a key?
Wait, if he's a king's servant, maybe we should speak to him.
We have spoken